Hi, welcome to Patriot 2.0. The question today, what is the best operating system? I don't know. I like them all. What are you doing? What is your goal? What kind of resources do you have? Which operating system is right for you is the more accurate question. What is my personal favorite website or software? Ubuntu. I love Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a distro of Linux that is free. You can download it now for free, try it for free, and it dual boots right next to Windows easily. Would I give up Windows or Apple for Ubuntu alone? No! There is so many different things going on in the world of software. Some systems just offer better products for better goals. For example, if I wanted to be secure and I wanted to manage files online and I wanted to interface with other computers and I didn't want to worry about hackers or viruses, I'm going to use Ubuntu. It's safe, it's free. It's a win-win. If I want to play a video game, Windows. There's no question about it. If I want the widest variety, a selection of software, Windows. If I want a really nice computer that just looks really clean and doesn't have viruses, Apple. Apple's really fancy. It's really nice. The Apple computers have the highest resale value. They last forever. They seem durable like tanks. Like an Apple computer is like an old Nintendo. I mean, the old Nintendo was a tank. Just like an Apple. They're built sturdy, they're heavy, they're thick, they're solid, they're good. But it just depends on what's right for you. For example, if you have $5,000 to go out and buy the latest Mac desktop and the $1,800 for the Adobe Suite package, because there's not that much software to choose from on Apple. Apple does not play nice with hackers. But why not? Go with Apple. If you don't do a whole lot and you've got the money, why not buy the nice Apple product? Many people choose not to buy Apple product. Apple is the largest computer company in the world. But don't get that confused with software world. Apple is a computer company that makes computers and software. You will not find Apple software outside of Apple products. And you will not run Windows or Linux on Apple products. Of course, you can emulate it, but let's not get technical here. So, what is the best operating system for you? Cost-wise, if you're looking for a cheap operating system, Ubuntu. The pluses of using Linux include there is all kinds of free software. Any software you could ever need, you can find on Linux for free. A lot of times the throwbacks to that is that a lot of the software that's free on Linux and Ubuntu is sort of beta alpha software, and it's a developer's testing ground. So, when you're using Ubuntu and Linux, everything isn't all user-friendly. You have to think, you have to try, you have to read forums sometimes to fix bugs or to get things to work. Ubuntu used to be #1 in my book, but recently instability issues with Ubuntu have made me just extremely unhappy. I'm at end of my rope with patience with Ubuntu. I still use it a lot, but I toggle between operating systems. Windows, it's pretty good. You've got video game aspect. You've got access, if you have the money, to purchase all kinds of software. And it is considerably cheaper for Windows than Apple to buy the same exact software. These are things to think about when you make your choice. But don't put too much stock in any one operating system. Why? Because there's other operating systems. Here in the US, we have a lot of high-end computers and phones and tablets. In other countries, they just can't afford to buy that. I mean, a $3,000, $5,000, $6,000 Apple computer, US dollars, the average guy in Cambodia is not even considering buying an Apple. It's outrageous. However, they have their own computers. They have their own systems. There are other operating systems out there in the world that may one day break into the US market. In fact, one of those new operating systems is Google. Have you been to Best Buy? Have you seen the Google Mac or the Google Chromebooks? It's an operating system by Google. Now, really, the heart of it, it's just a Linux distro, so it's basically just a beefed up Ubuntu. But you do not get the flexibility with Google's operating system that you do with Ubuntu. So these are all things to think about. If you're a serious computer scientist, you need to get your hands on a Mac, you need to get your hands on a PC, and you need to be experimenting and tinkering, and you need to be able to move seamlessly through different operating systems. I suggest you start with Ubuntu. Ubuntu is going to give you the freedom of stability as far as avoiding viruses. You can handle files, you can share files. It doesn't matter where they came from. It's not going to tear your system down. And worst case scenario, it's free. You can just reinstall Ubuntu. The fact that converting files inside of Mac can be next to impossible, depending upon what files you're using and your experienced user level. Same with Windows. Windows just doesn't like some files. Different companies work together. Different companies compete. They make file types. They don't want others, having access to their file formats and being able to manipulate it. So these are all things to think about. As far as I'm concerned, use all the operating systems. Get the best computing experience you can. If you want to learn more about Ubuntu, you can watch my tutorials about how to install Ubuntu seamlessly with Windows, so when you boot your computer, you can choose Windows or Ubuntu. And it's great. It's a great option. Thanks for watching, guys. Patriot 2.0. What is the best operating system? All of them. Take it easy.